from thee, nothing but thy blood can save. From my guilt and set me free, nothing but thy blood can save. Oh, Lord, what you have done. Let my faith and faith to thy cross, O Lamb of God, nothing but thy blood can save me. From the Epistle of Romans, chapter 5, verse 3, we also boast of our troubles, because we know that our troubles produces endurance. Endurance brings God's approval, and this approval brings hope. This hope does not disappoint us, for God has poured out His Spirit. God has poured out His love into our hearts by means of His Holy Spirit, who is God's gift to us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. You sit down. In the world is a place where men and women exist in hope. The rational being, the creature that God made in His image and likeness, live and exist in hope. Yesterday we talked about faith as one of the theological virtues, which is foundation of the call of repentance. Today we want to bring another point. Ordinarily people don't regard it or don't consider it as essential in the journey of conversion, but I want you to look at it properly in a new way today, and that is hope. This theme, the theme of this talk today is Christ is our hope. Christ is our hope. As a summary, yesterday I talked about where faith originated. I mentioned something of the intellect, from the three important powers of man, spiritual powers, which I mentioned intellect, I mentioned the will, I mentioned memory. But today we want to talk about the two. We want to unite the two, the will and the intellect. I said faith comes from knowledge. We have faith when our intellect is illumined. That is what I explained yesterday. Now, when we know something, we begin to have faith in that. But those things we know will be appreciated by the will. For instance, I will explain it in a simple way you will understand. For instance, you cannot even love anyone you do not know. That is why faith begins by grasping that knowledge. When a young girl, a young man want to engage in marriage, the first approach to have faith in the partner is knowledge of the person. That partner, any of them, will first of all make inquiry to know, who is this man, who is this woman. Some people will come to me, have already come to me and ask me, brother, there are many people who are coming to us seeking my hand in marriage. How will I know that this man or this woman is the one God is calling me to marry? They want me to see vision for them. Precious blood of Jesus Christ. But there's no vision on these aspects. God has given you the intellect. And this intellect, which we call in Igbo, akonuche, is what will guide you to seek the knowledge of that person. It is the knowledge you gather about that person that will move the will. When the will is moved, then love comes. Do you hear what I'm saying? I don't know whether you're understanding me. If, for instance, you gather the knowledge that that man, your young girl, is living in UK. It has an estate in Lagos. He's a very rich man. In fact, every year he changes cars. He has many buildings. He's very educated, handsome man, provides. He speaks very well. In fact, many men, many girls are flocking, looking for him, and he push everybody by the side and come to you. This is the knowledge you gather. What do you think will happen to you? Such person will grab that intellect, will capture that essential point and push it to the will. The will has nothing but to accept it. And that is the beginning of love. But we are not talking about that today. We are talking about the journey between faith and love. Next month we are going to talk about love, which is the greatest of all, the greatest foundation towards the journey of true conversion. But today we want to move between faith and love. What is that thing that is there in between? I will talk about hope. Hope comes from love, from the will. When faith gathers knowledge from the intellect, from belief, then and present it to the will now accept it and love it. But because it has not been consumed, it has not accomplished, we have something like striving. The striving in the will produces hope. I don't know whether you get what I said. I will explain it in many ways. For instance, you desire to travel to America to do, or a different country to do something, because you have a vision, the knowledge you gather about the travel you want to make is very beautiful. You know you desire it. Because you desire it, now something comes upon you. There is that striving. You really desire to get there. Because you have not reached there, there is hope. Hope is now produced. You begin to walk towards it. There are many things you will hear from me today. I will mention a few of them. I said, holy hope point to love. You will hear, I will explain it. And I say, I will explain something again, such as that hope is the first offer of divine love, and also first offer of any kind of love. Whenever there is love, the first move of love is hope. Hope. And because of this, there are two types of love that hope produces. The first one is what we call love of friendship, and second one is love of hope. The two love is not the same. We are going to hear what I will explain about it too. And you will hear from me before the end of this reflection that love of hope is the love of salvation, leading to the loving friendship with God. You hear something like that before the end of this talk. And you also hear from me that love of hope does not cease to exist once friendship is established. In fact, love of hope continues to attach itself in the love of friendship then and continue to drive it. The other one does not diminish the other. You also hear from me that hope remains as a constant companion and the noble fruit of love. So two of them goes because it originates from love. It originates from the will, and love also originates from the will. So you will hear from me again that the purer your love, the more firm your hope will be, especially your hope in Christ. So hope is not only on its parts. Maybe you have a hope. Hope finds its way when it enters into love. And I can even simply say that love equally perfects hope, just as hope perfects love. Before I go into this, as a teaching of theological virtue, there's need to understand hope as worldly hope, because if you don't understand worldly hope, you will not understand Christian hope. Many people place their hope in many things in this world. For instance, take note. When you are a young child, some women now and the old fathers, this example is for you. When you are young, those days you are young, and you are about to get married, your hope and your prayer is, the moment I marry this man or this woman, everything in life is over. Can you remember when you are little what you are placing your hope on? But one funny thing about hope is, the moment you get there, it disappears. Continue. Showing that the hope does not end in this world. Our hope is not here. Our hope is something, it's supposed to be in something that lasts. Woe to those man and woman who place their hope in something that is passing away. Na telefon nako asimu na mgbe anyị na-eto eto, mgbe ndị nne na nna ya na-eto, o nwere ka ha ji nwee tinye uche ha, olileanya ha n'ihe na-agafe. Ụfọdụ na-asị, ọ bụrụ na anyị anụọ nne nwaanyị ọnụ di, ihe niile adịwara m mma. Ichere na ebe a ka ụwa gị debere. Mgbe ị mesịrị tinye onwe gị na ya, banye na ya, nwetazie anya, ifu na nke ahụ agafego, n'olileanya aka dịkwa n'ihu. Some of us begin to say, okay, what is remaining is, let me get married. Let me have children. After marriage, children will face you. God bless me with a child. I need a child. And you think that when you get there, you will be satisfied. You find out that eventually you get a child. What next? That one pass away. Because the hope is not there. Those who place their hope in getting a child will be disappointed. Because when they have that child, that one ends. Some of you who have many children, their own trouble now is, God, bless these children. Let the children do what? Prosper. Let them finish their schools. Let them get married. Let them get this. Let them get that. Let them get that. You place their hope there. Eventually they will get there. If you live to see them acquire those things, you will also discover that your hope is still, those things still pass away. It does not satisfy. That has made some people, some men and women, of our age or in the middle age not to have hope. Some people lose hope in everything. They say nothing is worthy to place our hope in. They live without hope. These are the people who at times kill themselves, commit suicide because they don't have hope. My question I want to ask you, where is your hope? What is the essence of your living? Because it determines your conversion. It determines your value. Where are you living? Who is the essence of your life? Kedu onye ọha ga-abụ Chukwu kpaa aka na ndụ gị, ndụ gị aghasa? Kedu ihe ọha ga-abụ Chukwu mwepụ na ndụ gị? Ebere akọ. Nsogbu adị. What is that God will remove from you? You will lose, you will shatter. You will be completely exhausted. You will even collapse. I'm not asking of your own life. I'm asking of where is that you hold hand so strong? That is where your hope is. Is it your business? Is it your mother? Is it your father? Is it your children? Is it your wife? What? Let me use myself example. When I was growing, I told this story to Father this morning before I started coming here. There are little children that lost their father. I wanted to console them. I used my own story to console them. I told them story of I and my mother. I'm the last born. When we are living in the farm. So, at times, just as a little child, I said, there is a series of death that occurs in that farm. This man will die, the other one will die. Some fear enters me. I said, if my mother die now, what will I do? It's a big question. And my mind, I was convinced that I placed my hope in my mother as the essence of my life. I was afraid. One day we went to one place in the farm, very far distance from the camp. They call Olo-Nigeria. That place is a very doesn't have a lot of the road is sleepy, rain is falling. We want to pluck some cassava and go to the market, one local market at Adaba. You cannot even, if you carry cassava go there, you will not be able to sell it. So my mother, as we are going, I don't know, as we are drawing the cassava, plucking the cassava, uprooting it. I don't know where my mother matched one big scorpion as big as my hand. This scorpion bite my mother like that. My mother fell and threw everything down. I get confused. Something enter. I just like confusion like this. I begin to pluck some leaves around, doing it like this, spat on it, draw it on that point. Was pushing it, just scratching it there. The poison started coming out. This type of scorpion bite one woman in that farm some days back there. The woman cried for 3 weeks. He was naming all the friends around the whole street. We use her to form music because she was crying, naming everybody's name, calling everybody's name. Praise the Lord of Jesus Christ. So, but this thing I did, God removed the pain. My mother was surprised. He said, "Is no longer paining her." Then I killed the scorpion. We continue uprooting the cassava. So then, I was saying that if this scorpion has killed my mother, what will I do? That is what my mind is. So we lifted a very heavy basket of cassava. We carried it first of all to the house of termite. That is, I carried it on top of her because it's a very heavy one. My own is in the basket. So this woman will struggle and put it in her head, and we trek a distance from here to Iwero, far, very far, with a sleepy road. myself will be carrying my own in one kind bicycle like that. We are going to the market where we are not sure whether we are going to sell the cassava. Precious blood of Jesus Christ. This is the world. This is the hope. My question now is, as time goes on, I feel that I should place my hope in that man that cannot die, in that person that cannot change, and then the striving now come. Eventually, it doesn't come as I prayed, but as time goes on, before even the death of my mother, I have already developed that mind that we have a home where we cannot separate. Then I have to shift my mind to somewhere where it's supposed to be. I still want to ask you that question. Where is your hope? Who is the center of your hope? The center of your life? What is it? What is that? The only thing that can answer that question is, what is that if you lose it, you will die today? That is exactly where the hope. Many people are having high BP. Many people are suffering. Many people die even before their deaths because they place their hope in things that is passing away, in man, in wealth that will soon pass away. If anything touches it, they are shattered. Precious blood of Jesus Christ. And I want to say something. Is it wrong now to place hope in somebody, in things that is passing away? That is the first question I want to ask. Now, it is not too bad to place hope in something passing away. But if that thing that is passing away does not connect you to that is not passing away, it is now wrong. You may start with what is passing away, but you have to connect it to that is not passing away. Hope makes one to work hard. For instance, if for instance boys here, I said I want this sand to be carried, one top 500 naira, one top, that is if you carry one bucket of sand, 500 naira. Many boys here will have energy. That is hope of getting 500 naira at the end of that work. If they go 3 times, they calculate, if I go 5 times, 10 times, 10,000, 5,000. Okay? The person will rush because hope of getting something. He or she now work hard. In life, God place hope under love so that we can now struggle for something that is passing in order to gain something that's not passing. Without hope, worldly hope on something, there will be no striving. You cannot work hard. Everybody will be lazy. Children are struggling hard, rebelling now. Our students are writing an exam. Why are they writing an exam? They are writing an exam because they want to pass and enter university. Is it not a hope? Hope keep them and move them that point. It is good, but there is something very important there. If the passing things, the effort we put in the hope of what is passing away does not take us to that is not passing away, we will be a loser, most unfortunate being in the world. There are many men and women who have lived here on earth. They struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle. They acquire different wealth, placing their hope there because they think that when they have it, everything is full. They place their heart, their mind, and work hard. In the end of everything, towards the end of their life, because they did not connect it in what we call Christian hope, hope that does not pass away, hope that will lead us to love that will remain eternal, they become empty. They regret, why have I labored all the more? It is hope of something that does not pass that motivates vocations of sacrifice, where men and women will decide to leave the world, give their life to God, because they have seen that everything passes away, only one thing does not pass away, and that is Christ, who is our hope. They decide to leave the world and unite themselves to Him. Precious blood of Jesus Christ. So, I encourage, before I go further, that all our worldly hope is good for achieving earthly success. If you have hope, even if it's worldly hope, you may not have high blood pressure. Many sicknesses can easily go. But when you get a man who does not have hope, the likely sin the person will commit is what? Suicide. That is despair. Who have look at this world and say nothing is here.